human rights lawyer and activist Dele Farotimi, who was abducted by the Ekiti State Police in Lagos State on 3rd December 2024 for a defamation offense filed by Afe Babalola San, has been granted bail by an Ekiti State Magistrate Court. He was granted bail in the sum of 30 million naira. The ruling, which was delivered by Magistrate Aboyemi Adesion on Friday, includes conditions requiring two shorties described as responsible citizens and the surrender of Dele Farotimi international passport to the court. Also, Farotimi is prohibited from granting media interview while the case is ongoing. However, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election, Mr. Peter Obi, has offered to meet Dele Farotimi bail conditions. The news was made known by the coordinator of the obedience movement globally, Tanko Unisa, following the announcement of Dele Farotimi's stringent bail conditions. According to Tanko Unisa, Obi expressed gratitude to the court and all parties involved. He called for a resolution in the best interest of the legal system and all the stakeholders. Recall that Dele Farotimi has been unlawfully incarcerated for over 2 weeks now for exposing the criminal role played by Afe Babalola in corrupting the Nigerian judiciary in his book, Nigeria and Its Criminal Justice System. His arrest has sparked nationwide criticism. The Nigerian judiciary has struck again. This time around, they are not even hiding the fact that they are criminally minded. They keep proving Dele Farotimi right. What sort of stringent bail condition is this? Yahaya Bello, the former governor of Kogi State, was charged for an alleged 10.4 billion naira fraud. This should be a criminal offense. To steal public funds should be the highest criminal offense ever in the whole world. China recently executed public officials for corruption, but look at the bail condition that was given to Yahaya Bello, a fraudulent governor that embezzled Kogi State public fund. He was granted a bail of 500 million naira and barred from foreign trip. No one stopped him from granting interview. He was not even escorted into the courthouse with kangaroo police guiding him like a criminal. He walked freely into the courthouse. Now, compare this to Dele Farotimi. Look at how he was being ushered into the courthouse by the kangaroo police as if he is a criminal. Looking at everything that has played out between Dele Farotimi and Yahaya Bello, you can see why the Nigerian judiciary has gone to the wolves. You can see how they have become the most corrupt institution in this country. You can see why Dele Farotimi was right to have written what he wrote in the book. In a bid to silence Dele Farotimi, they are proving him right. They are showing the whole world that the Nigerian judiciary is the most corrupt organization in the history of this country. First of all, the 30 million bail fine imposed on Dele Farotimi is an exorbitant amount for an alleged defamation case. It needs to be in the record that this is a defamation case. Even if it is proven guilty, the defamation does not involve any physical harm, violence, or any threat to public safety. For 2 weeks, Dele Farotimi has been unlawfully detained. For 2 weeks now, Afe Babalola is yet to prove that Dele Farotimi indeed defamed him. You have to recall that Dele Farotimi has sued Afe Babalola for defaming him before. Afe Babalola did not appear in court. The same Afe Babalola that failed to appear in court when Dele Farotimi sued him has gone ahead to arrest and incarcerate Dele Farotimi. Afe Babalola acted in a kangaroo manner because of his position in the society and the court that ought to have upheld the dignity of the common man. The court that would have been the voice of the voiceless, the hope of the hopeless, the last resort of the average Nigerian, has equally acted in a kangaroo manner by allowing Dele Farotimi to be remanded in police custody for over 2 weeks now, and they've gone ahead to impose a 30 million naira fine on him for a defamation case. The decision to impose a 30 million naira fine on Dele Farotimi is not just to force him to appear in court, but to punish him for daring to criticize the establishment. It is just a show of force and intimidation. How dare you expose the rot and criminality going on in the Nigerian judiciary? This decision by the Nigerian judiciary to treat Dele Farotimi alleged defamation case as a criminal offense rather than a civil matter has once again shown the corruption in the Nigerian judiciary. It has shown that the Nigerian judiciary is working hand in hand with criminally minded people of influence and wealth and corrupt politicians to stifle free speech and voice of dissent. Again, they also asked him to produce two sureties, not just two sureties, but people that are responsible citizens. This condition was deliberately included as it could further delay Dele Farotimi's case and release. What qualifies someone as a responsible citizen is often left to the judicial discretion, a factor that can be manipulated in a politically charged cases. Dele Farotimi is fighting an establishment. Dele Farotimi is exposing the rot in the Nigerian judiciary. His arrest, detention, and the bail condition imposed by the Nigerian judiciary so far has shown that the Nigerian judiciary can never be trusted. Allowing the Nigerian judiciary to qualify who a responsible citizen is akin to saying that they are not willing to allow Dele Farotimi to become a free man. You and I all know that they would definitely manipulate this. Well, thank God that someone like Mr. P2B has made himself available to stand as a surety to Dele Farotimi. We all know that Mr. P2B is a responsible citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a two-time governor of Anambra State, a person of interest that has never been charged or accused of any corruption. Mr. P2B indeed stands shoulder above anyone to be considered as a responsible citizen. But the next person that will make his or herself available as that responsible citizen is yet to be ascertained. Again, Dele Farotimi was asked to surrender his international passport. This is a way of trying to restrict his freedom of movement. This is a clear violation of the Nigerian constitution that allows freedom of movement of every citizen in this country. This is a subtle way to effectively place Dele Farotimi under house arrest without due process. They are placing someone that is not a criminal under house arrest. Not only are they restricting Dele Farotimi's freedom of movement, they are also restricting his freedom of self-expression. They barred Dele Farotimi from granting media interview while the case is ongoing. Dele Farotimi is a public intellectual and an advocate. His voice is a critical part of Nigerian discourse on justice and governance. He has been a loud voice criticizing the criminality going on in the Nigerian judiciary and in Bola Ahmed Tinubu government. Dele Farotimi has started a movement that will bring about electoral reforms in this country. He was angered by the last election we had in 2023. He called that election a political coup. Silencing Dele Farotimi under the guise of legal procedure is a blatant attempt to muzzle his voice of dissent. For crying out loud, why can't the Nigerian judiciary for once show that they are with the people? Why can't they prove people that have been criticizing the Nigerian judiciary for ages wrong? For a long time, the Nigerian judiciary has been accused of being susceptible to political and financial influence. Cases like that of Dele Farotimi reinforces the perception that everybody has had about the Nigerian judiciary of being an instrument of oppression rather than a guardian of justice. The involvement of Afe Babalola, an esteemed and influential figure within the Nigerian legal community, raises concern about the impartiality of the court. Judicial independence is a cornerstone of any functional democracy. For a country to move forward, for a country to progress, the judiciary must be incorruptible, impartial, and deliver judgment without fear or favor. When courts begin to entertain frivolous or politically motivated charges, they erode public confidence in the rule of law. For a long time, the Nigerian people, they have no confidence in the Nigerian judiciary. Criminalizing a defamation case, a matter that should be resolved through civil litigation, is a glaring example of how the judiciary can be weaponized to suppress dissenting voices. The defamation laws in Nigeria are outdated and inconsistent with global democratic norms. In a functioning society, defamation is treated solely as a civil matter. The reason is very simple. Defamation involves harm to reputation, which is remedied through monetary compensation rather than criminal sanctions. When a court criminalizes defamation, it does not only violate the principles of free speech, but also creates a chilling effect, deterring individuals from speaking truth to power. I am sure this is what the court is trying to do. The court is trying to stop Nigerians from speaking truth to power. The court is bluntly showing that they are working hand in hand with politicians and criminally minded individuals to stifle freedom of speech in this country. By pursuing criminal charges against Dele Farotimi, the court sends a clear message, and the message is: criticizing powerful individuals and politicians in this country will not be tolerated. The court is setting a dangerous precedent that undermines democratic principles and restricts the marketplace of ideas. But however, we must give kudos to Mr. Peter Obi for showing solidarity to Dele Farotimi. From the onset, he has been with Dele Farotimi. He visited him while in prison. I don't think any of those people that have been making noise on social media about Dele Farotimi has visited him in prison. Mr. Peter Obi did not only show solidarity to Dele Farotimi, he has offered himself to meet the bail condition of Dele Farotimi. Someone like Showore that has been making noise about protests, that has been attacking Mr. Peter Obi for showing solidarity to Dele Farotimi's case, is nowhere to be found. Where is he when Dele Farotimi needs him most? This is the kind of individual that some Nigerians compare with Mr. Peter Obi. They want Showore to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Most Nigerians fail to understand that Showore is an activist. Without cases like Dele Farotimi, Showore would be irrelevant in the scheme of things in Nigeria. Showore thrives in a lawless society. He thrives in a society that is not functional. In a society that is functioning, Showore will be irrelevant. To even think that some persons want Dele Farotimi to become the president in Nigeria show how unserious we are in this country. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.